welcome to the first of our coaches shows featuring the Armstrong Atlantic State University Pirates fall sports. Women's soccer is up first, and I'm joined by head coach Eric Faulconer to talk about the upcoming 2010 season. Coach Faulconer, you're 2 weeks into preseason practice. Give us a little update as to what you've seen from the Pirates so far.
Well, it looked pretty good. It's been really hot during the training sessions, and the team's done a good job working through that. And we are looking, we have a lot of things we need to work on, but I think we're making some progress, and we're looking forward to getting the season started.
You've already had 2 scrimmages so far, one against Georgia Southern, one against SCAD. Tell us what you've learned from those 2 scrimmages being able to play against other teams.
Well, the Georgia Southern game was the first time to get out and actually play against someone else after only about 4 days of training. So we saw some good things in that scrimmage. I felt at times we were dominant. We played really well in the second half, but we still have a lot of ways to go. We weren't as good as we needed to be in the final third of the field, so we struggled to produce any goals. Obviously, it was a 0-0 tie, but defensively we looked very, very good. We held them to only 5 shots on the game, 1 shot in the second half, so we were pretty pleased with that. Against SCAD, we didn't start off very well, so I was a little disappointed with that effort, but we still were able to manage a goal on a counterattack. We came out in the second period of that game. We were trying to play 3 30-minute periods. We got a little lightning, killed off the third one, but we came out and scored 30-something seconds into the second half, a lot more intensity. So I saw some good things there, but it's a little inconsistent right now. But we're just trying to get better, and I think we have some talent, but we're going to try to take it one step at a time and try to improve each day.
One of the questions on everyone's mind, Pirate fans and the rest of the league, is the loss of Kristen Burton from last year's squad. 3-time Peach Bowl Conference Player of the Year, 4-time All-American. What have you seen as other players try to step up and take her place?
Well, it's hard to replace someone like that. She's just one of those forwards that just had a knack for scoring goals. But we do feel that we have several individuals that can share that load. So I think we're going to have a more balanced attack, where last year I felt like at times people keyed in on Kristen, and if she was on a particular game, that was great. But being doubled and tripled team sometimes, I feel like we're going to have a more balanced attack where we can get goals from several other players. Early on so far, Christina Pescutti, who's a sophomore, has looked pretty good in training and our exhibitions, has been a threat to score and picked up a goal against SCAD in the exhibition game. So we're counting heavily on her to produce some goals for us. But just all our forwards and our midfielders, if they can score 5 to 6, 7 goals each, that's going to help us go a long way, replacing the goals we lost from Kristen. But we scored, Chad, I think 70-something goals last year. Kristen had 31 of them, so 40-something odd goals came from other players on the roster. So we feel confident that if we can get that kind of production this year, we'll be okay.
All right, the preseason polls are out. The Peach Bowl Conference has you picked 2nd. However, you also are ranked 19th in the NSCAA Division II Top 25 rankings, the first time you've begun a year nationally ranked. Tell us, what stock do you put in the preseason polls, and what do you tell your team about those?
Well, it's nice to be recognized. I think any program would say rather be ranked than not ranked, but it really doesn't mean a whole lot until you get to the end of the season. So as we told our team now, we have moved as a program from the hunter, the one that's being hunted. And sometimes we played really well in the underdog role, and we struggled a little bit, being expected to win. So we're dealing with that. I think we've gotten better with those expectations, but we're excited about it. We're hopeful that we can, not only be nationally ranked the entire season, but we'll hopefully end up higher than our expectations. The conference it's nice to be recognized until someone knocks off Columbus State. They are the best team in our conference. They've shown that year in, year out over the last 5-6 years. So being that 2nd spot, we feel that it's a spot we like to be in. But hopefully we could be do a little better and up in first place by the end of the season. That's definitely our goal. But the conference is much better. Lander, Georgia College, North Georgia. I mean, every game you have to go into it expecting that you're going to get a match no matter who you're playing. And we learned that last year is that it's I think the days of going through the conference undefeated, which was done several times in the past, I think those are gone.
All right, you've got 2 more weeks left before the Pirates open up the season against Lynn on September 3rd. Tell us what you're going to look for from your team in these last few practices.
Well, we got to get more consistency. One thing that I noticed in both games, at times we look very, very good, and other times we're very sloppy. But that's typical for the preseason. We're still trying to find each other out. We've added 7 new players to our mix of returners. I think the other thing is just trying to get a finger on who is our top 11 players, or top 15 players that are going to get the most of the minutes. And right now, we're not real sure yet, which could be a good problem, I guess, in some ways, because I think, there's probably 7 spots in that starting 11 that are still up for grabs. So one thing that, we want to just keep on working on is continue to improve. We've been trying to, with the team, talk about it's not about how many minutes you get, it's about us as a team. And I think if our players are willing to be unselfish in that category, we can use this depth to our advantage. And I think it's going to be a good factor for us to be successful this year, is that we can go pretty deep into our roster with fresh players and not see a major drop-off.
All right, the Pirates open up the season on September 3rd, but the first home game will be here at the AASU soccer field on Wednesday, September 8th against Bruton Parker. Thanks for joining us for a few minutes, Coach Faulconer, and we will see you on September 8th as the Pirates take on the Barons.